So, guys, today I have a video from No Sims TV. A high value man refuses to pay for drinks and leaves the woman with the bill. We're seeing this happen more and more. We're seeing more videos pop up online where men are refusing to pay for a woman's food. If the woman is disrespectful and they have her in the car, they are just leaving her on the side of the road and driving off. As a lot of you have said, don't do that because if something happens and no one hears from her again, they'll say that it's you. This is the reason why a lot of guys are saying, yeah, that's the reason why you shouldn't date entirely. But this is insane stuff. So there are tons and tons of videos now popping up of guys refusing to pay for a woman's meal and literally even getting disrespectful. In one video, a woman actually had the cops called on her because the guy refused to pay for her meal. He straight up said to her, he asked her, like, am I going to get to clap those cheeks tonight? She said, no, you are not. He said, well, then you're going to pay for your own meal. And the waiter came over and was like, listen, this is the policy. If you don't pay, we're going to call the cops. And the cops were called, and that's the end of that. And not only were the cops called, but she did not even have money to get home. This is insane. She didn't have money to pay for her meal, and she did not have money to get home. So she could not even grab an Uber and take an Uber home. She didn't have a credit card that she could put the meal on. She didn't have a credit card that she could use to get an Uber. She went out with this man entirely thinking that she was going to have him pay for her meal, take her home, and he was going to get absolutely nothing. She could speak to him however she wanted to speak to him. She could disrespect him however she wanted to disrespect him. And that just did not work out for her. Let's jump into the video.
Woman who got rejected in the most subtle way possible, and this man who refused to pay for the drinks of this woman and gave her the bill.
Why do you keep ordering drinks? You know they're $40 a drink, right? The drinks at Baccarat literally cost $30, $39. It was just a water here, and then we'll go in somewhere else.
Why did you bring me here then if you can't afford it?
Good question. To look at the menu, honestly. We were just going to do a little bit of getting the atmosphere here and going somewhere else. Get a water. You know that's a $42 drink. I'm not paying for that. I'm leaving, so yes, you're paying for this bill.
First things first. If the guy could not to pay for that place, then he should not have taken her there. But that does not mean for 1 second that she should take advantage of that and order the most expensive things on the menu. She should be respectful to the guy and order some simple stuff and not act like this woman here.
So I just got rejected in the absolute weirdest way possible.
Now, my first thoughts are, well, most women don't get rejected, so this is actually odd. So I want to pay attention here. Let's listen.
I met this guy and we kind of like hit it off in like a friend way.
Hold on to that now. They hit it off in like a friend way. Keep that in mind.
And he was like, if you ever want to go out sometime, like, let me know. I'm like, okay, perfect. I texted him and he wanted to go on like a double date with my friend and I. So it was like, perfect. So he had one of his guy friends like kind of set it up with my friend. And I just got this text today, and let me show you what he said. Hey, Braylee, I didn't want to ghost you, so I figured I'd just text. I think you and your friend are way out of mine and my homies' league. So we both decided to not put together a date night, so we don't, I'm assuming he meant to say, waste our time. You're super hot and are going to do great here in Arizona. Best wishes.
Now, based on the original, we hit it off in a friend way. I think you kind of know why he bailed on you. Because he could tell that this wasn't going to be anything more than a friendship. More than likely, he thought, she's probably just using us for a free meal or a free ride for a night. I know y'all don't like hearing that, but that's more than likely the truth.
Like, are men literally okay? Like, what is going on? Because I've never heard of this in my life. I don't know how to take it. I don't think I'm going to respond because I'm just like, do you guys have girlfriends? Like, what is happening? All I could take from that was you think I'm super hot.
It really had nothing to do with y'all being out of their league. It was that you thought you were out of their league.
So here, what men are doing is they are using every possible means of getting away from these individuals. They know that the female ego has to be stroked regularly. They didn't want these women to come after them, to put their information online, to say that these guys were creepy. So what they did was they basically said that I'm lower value than you, and that's the reason why I don't think that I'm able to date you, or rather be your friend, because, hey, we're just, and keep in notice, he said you're out of you're out of our league. So the dude, in that respect, she clearly knew that he wanted to date her, and he viewed it as a date. She even said it, a date night. Okay, they wanted to double date, but she was treating it as just him being a friend. So she wanted to take advantage of him, and the men are realizing, yeah, this ain't gonna work. We're not gonna lose this kind of money. His friend, in fact, may have even picked up on it as well, based on the things that this other girl was saying. And these men were like, yeah, I would rather buy Bitcoin. I'd rather save that money and use that money to buy Bitcoin. I'd rather stay home, play video games in my spare time, and chill. And I have friends. I have my homeboys, so I can hang out with them, and we can play Mario Kart, drink beer, and chill. This is what's happening right now, all around the United States. Guys that have guy friends, they are sitting at home. All right, sitting at home, either playing online or playing locally with their guy friends as they all sip beer. This is the craziest reality right now. Men are staying home, sipping beer, and playing video games. And that's one of the reasons why, the three-letter group, the F to the B to the I, are now monitoring gamers in online environments, monitoring their communications, because men are walking away from Western society. If men communicate today, they're using apps like sometimes even WhatsApp, so their messages are encrypted. The only place where it's now easy to monitor men, because men are walking away from the gym, so men are not even going to the gym anymore. Men are building their own home gyms. So in public, contact between men is becoming extremely limited. That's happening privately. So now, and men have been under surveillance for a very long time, because the only group of people that can stop tyranny is men. And that just cannot be. These people, they've worked too damn hard to make this happen, to bring us to this dystopia. So these men have to be under regular and constant surveillance. And where are they? They're in the online spaces, so we're going to go ahead and make sure that we observe them there. What are they doing right now? They are literally arresting men, investigating men for the YouTube videos that they watch. Over 100,000 people, predominantly men, had all of their details, including their emails, handed over to law enforcement based on videos that they watched that were actually put online by law enforcement, because they wanted to know who is watching these specific videos, which is entrapment. And of course, there was a request in the courts. The courts granted the request, and YouTube handed over all of that information, handed over their history, so everything that they've done done online. Everything they've searched for, every video they've watched on YouTube, every email they've sent. And of course, if you have an Android phone, where have you visited? Where have you been? Where have you traveled? Because these devices, they log everywhere we go. That's the reason sometimes they'll pop up on your phone. Oh, you were just at this restaurant. Please go ahead and rate it. It tracks everywhere you go. So they basically get all of that information, and they have more information on you than you have on yourself, than you even know. They have years of information tracking everything you've said, you've done. They're reviewing every single email that you've sent through your email address. They're reviewing every video you've ever watched on YouTube, unless you clear that data. They're reviewing everywhere you've traveled over the last 10 years, if you've been using Android for the last 10 years, and you've been tracking your details for the last 10 years, because most people don't delete or even know how to delete their data. and not all of it is deletable. Welcome to reality. Welcome to reality. And then you wonder why so many men are walking away and saying, hey, yeah, we're not paying for your meals anymore. We're not taking you on dates anymore. We're just going to stay home and play video games. And if we're going to have issues where they're going to start to listen to our communications while we're playing our games, we're not going to play online. And if they start to just, check the games that we're playing digitally, like tracking us for that, then we'll just go back to PlayStation 2. And if PlayStation 2 doesn't work, then we'll go back to Sega. And if Sega doesn't work, we'll go back to Nintendo. And if Nintendo doesn't work, we'll go back to rock, paper, scissors. Guys, I have another channel called Angry where I discuss gaming, anime, geek stuff, nerd stuff, real world stuff, and whatever else interests me. There's a link to that channel in the description of the video. Go subscribe to that channel. Check out the content over there. It's awesome. Support my work. And I also have another channel called Men Walking Away. If you're enjoying the content on this channel and you want even more of these types of videos, go and subscribe to the Men Walking Away channel. There's a link to that channel in the description of the video, as well as the Angry channel. Subscribe to my channel, support my work. Guys, what do you think about this? High-value men are refusing to pay for drinks and leaving women with the bill. I want to know your thoughts on this, so let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, Men Walking Away. And cheers.